Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hey, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good.
Nice. Okay, cool. Maybe you could do a quick intro of just where you're from, how long you've been playing, stuff like that, what your goals for
Sure.
the game are.
So I'm Shnurb. I've been playing like 6, 7 years since like late 2014. Um, Switched to Rectangle in like 2019. So I've been like
Mm-hmm.
frame one player for like 2 years now. Um, I'm from St. Louis. Probably like we haven't had a ranking there in a while, but I'd be like around fifth, somewhere
Okay.
in that middle area. But yeah, I think I just really want to improve.
Mm-hmm.
Today I want to go over because most of my losses at locals since COVID has not impeded them have been to floaty mid tiers,
I see. Okay.
and so Doc and Samus are like statistically 50% of my losses.
Oh, okay. Well, I can help you with those.
Yeah, those I just it's Travioli. I don't know if you know who he is,
I do, yeah.
but I'm heavily negative, and I don't want that to be the case anymore.
Okay.
I think I can do it. I just don't have like I don't have a very defined game plan, I guess. Like I
Mm-hmm.
know things I should do, I just don't know. I don't have a cohesive like ready built game plan to go off
Mm-hmm.
of.
Yeah, and against mid tiers, especially like floaty mid tiers, it's all about the game plan. Like
Yeah.
that's the whole thing against those characters.
Yeah,
So
it's
okay, so I have the first VOD. Let me screen share you.
sure thing.
Okay.
All right.
So all right, do you have any thoughts on this match before I start? You want me to just watch and try to see what I see or
Um I don't really have any initial thoughts. I guess do you want me to like lay down what I have as a game plan or do you think
sure,
it's
yeah,
just better
like
to watch?
what you kind of have going in. That'll
So
help.
usually, like, I just think of it as like my goal is to have him hit my shield with a move that I can like reversal him out of. So like get him to down tilt my shield so I can shine up smash him or wave shine up smash.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the missiles I can just deal with by hitting, so I usually just nair in or dash attack in. Um, I shark when I get the grab. Um, that's pretty much the gist. I know like different confirms like down tilt goes into up air and things like that, but I just
Okay.
have like those bullet points really to go off of when I play.
Okay. All right, so let's see what's going on. Screen share is working and everything.
Yeah, yeah, I
Okay,
see it.
great.
We're on FD.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of stuff so far, but I'll watch a little bit further.
Sounds good.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that was good. Okay, so you're definitely suffering from like I need to hit Samus syndrome, and there's a lot of that is just from lack of game plan, where it feels like if you're not hitting something, then you're kind of doing something wrong. But I'm gonna kind of go through each of these situations and talk about like how a lot of them have sort of unnecessary risk. Like you're making like a read. So what you think you're doing is like at least subconsciously is you think you're like doing a move that is unreactable for Samus and that she'll have to deal with it, and there's like a chance that you kind of hit her with it, and there's a chance that you maybe kind of poke her safely with it and get some damage or start a combo, and it looks like you're kind of just doing moves, and then kind of like you throw out your move and then you kind of look afterward. It's like, oh, did I win that or did Samus like win that You know, and am I being comboed or do I get a combo, basically, you know? And
Gotcha.
so the further you go down on the tier list, the more limited the move selection is a lot of times. It's kind of weird, but it's like a lot of times the reason why the worst characters are worse is not because every element of them is worse. It's because they have certain elements that are like really strong and kind of even like stronger than all the top tiers. And then they have like big openings and like weaknesses. And
Gotcha.
so like against the top tiers, you're mostly looking to kind of like fully utilize your character. There's always going to be like a lot of situations where like every move kind of has its place. But against characters like Samus and Doc, they're just impossibly strong in certain areas, and then like awful in the other ones. And so you have to play like very specifically to those bad areas and like hammer onto them. You know, it's like somebody has like a hurt arm or something. It's like you don't want to go to their strong arm. You want to fight directly to their injury. And it sounds like kind of messed up, but like their fault. These people chose a character with one broken arm, so it's their fault, you know.
They picked it at the select screen. It's
Yeah, so it's like you just have to make sure to be focused on that idea that like if I play to this character's weaknesses, this character is very bad. Like it's not even like really a great match between the characters. And like yeah, at super high levels, Samus has like some stuff against Fox, but ultimately she gets kind of bodied.
yeah.
And so like you have to keep in mind that like it is really about following the game plan more so than outplaying your opponent. Like when you're playing like a really good matchup, it really is about that. And so I want you to focus when you're playing this and after this lesson to just hardcore focus on the game plan and don't really worry too much about like outplaying as much as just playing the matchup. So okay, so these nairs. So what is the purpose of like this nair?
That nair was to catch him being where I was nairing.
Okay. So because the issue is Samus, so nair in general, Samus is a pretty heavy character. Nair in general, and especially against heavier characters, is useful when the character jumps. It's not really a move you want to use when they're grounded, especially when the character's only good moves are when they're grounded. Like, so yeah, so like nairing, even nairing like a Puff, she only really has one good grounded move, which is the grab, but it's still something you kind of got to watch out for, especially at low percent. So anytime you're throwing out a move that is like this, it's kind of like, if I don't hit with the move, I could potentially get outspaced and hit for this. She could have happened to down tilt this, and then I would already be in a bad spot. Even if I hit with the move, she could have been holding down, and then she could have, you know, maybe down smashed me depending on the spacing or something like that. Or she could have shielded this, not really based on the range, but there's a couple more nairs you do where she could just very easily like shield and like up be out. So there's not really, and even if you hit her and she doesn't do anything, like she doesn't hold down and punish you, doesn't do anything, she's still just kind of going to be on the ground afterward, and you have to play this same game again. And so it's like,
No, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like there's just no reward. Like there's no big punish off of getting.
Yeah, there's no reward, and there is a risk. And so as a Samus, if you see somebody doing this, you're like, oh, okay, maybe he kind of likes to do these nairs like right here. So maybe what I'll do is I'll wave dash up into this position next time, and then look for a down tilt. You know, and so it's like, you don't need to be doing something right now. In fact, if you had stayed back and shot a few more lasers, Samus would be in a lot worse of a situation because she would already have some percent on her. And so it's like, there's no reason to be risking yourself just to fight her. So like, if you can get lasers for free, there's no reason not to go for them. And I'm not saying play like super passive with lasers and like corner yourself, but going for lasers would have been better than this nair. And most of the time you kind of just want to keep moving, you know?
Yeah.
So the thing with Samus is like basically her odds of her jumping goes up a lot as your percent increases, because she's going to be looking for like short hop nair, stuff like that. She's going to be looking for like more down air into like back air type setups and stuff like that. She's not really going to be ever doing a jump at this percent, because it'll lose to you just nairing around. And if she gets naired at this percent and she's in the air, she's just going to get nair, up tilt, nair, back air, like she's going to take a ridiculous amount of percent. So the odds of her actually jumping, and I can guarantee you when we watch through all these games, there's not going to be a single moment where he is voluntarily off the ground when you are not at like a super high percent. So
that's good to know.
The main openings against Samus are surprisingly not drill, and I'm sure you figured this out already. Is that she has that weird flinch. Stun animation, the flinch, exactly, where she kind of dodges the drill. So the thing is you can hit with single hit drill. So like, let's say you're in a position where you're right here and she whiffs a move and you don't really have a way to running shine her. You can do like short hop late and then do like a late single hit drill into like a wave shine combo. So
because box is really consistent with like jump cancel shines, would that just be a better thing to do if I have both of those options?
If you can hit the shine, yes.
Okay.
Because you're not really going to get anything else out of the drill except for the shine anyway. So yeah, and as I was getting to, so your grab is also not bad, and it's important to know spots to use it. There are specifically like, so at kill percents. So okay, so there's always this choice in this matchup of like down throw or up throw, and I do think down throw is good, and I think it's worth practicing the reaction to. I don't know if you've ever practiced that.
No, I've mostly just gone for up and then like sharked.
Okay, so if she does a tech roll out of your down throw, you can actually always react and up smash it. It's possible to react to either roll with an up smash. And so something really common I will do is especially at kill percent, I'll do like a down throw. So especially you want those percents. So I'll get into that in a little bit more in a second. But basically against characters like Samus and Peach, their weaknesses really come out when they die like right at kill percent. So you want to be really careful to like, you really want to kill them at like 85, like in that nasty zone where they feel like they died early. But if you're hunting,
when it's
right when it's possible. Yeah. And so like you don't really want to let them like live. They start gaining so much value as a character, basically become a top tier character if you let them live to like 160 because you're back airing them over and over. They become massively better. So you just really want to focus on like, I want to get like the dumbest up smash every stock at like 85, 90, and I just want them to be like, why do I die early every time? Or down tilt up air, like that same kind of percent.
Yeah.
And so okay, so what I usually do with the down throw is I'll do down throw, and then I read a 50-50 of like they're either gonna tech in place / miss tech, and they usually don't miss tech. And so they're either going to tech in place or they're going to do one of the rolls. And so typically what I do is I'll either down throw and then like up tilt or up smash in place, or I'll down throw and then try to react to one of the rolls.
Gotcha.
And the rolls like literally are reactable. So like there's actually like a thing where like basically if you down throw and Samus is only doing tech rolls, you can just down throw and just keep re-grabbing her. It's not really it's not really gonna happen, but you can do it. And like, let's say you grab Samus at like 80, and she's like a little bit below the percent. You can like down throw. She rolls, and then you run over, grab her, down throw. She techs in place, you up smash, and like read it. Like you can do that. And then the nice thing is that if she tech rolls and you read tech in place, you don't have any negative situations at all. Like you're totally fine. And most of the time, especially on the small stages, it's kind of cool. Because even if you're like in center of Yoshi's or something like that, and you do like a down throw and you read her tech in place and you just up smash, regardless of which direction she goes, she's completely cornered and you have center stage.
Oh yeah.
So down throw is positionally pretty good. Up throw has the nice advantage of like Samus is in the air, which is always really nice, and you like that. And there's specifically the most useful situations with it are like if you're in a spot where she can like slide off the down throw. So you like guaranteed down throw is not going to be the play there. Then up throw is usually the best there. There are percents on all of the different stages, kind of lowish percents a lot of time, where you can up throw and you actually get a tech chase on the top platform if she DIs to the top platform. So yeah, that's kind of like the two throws to really keep in mind. Back throw and forward throw are kind of not super useful in the matchup. Like maybe if I was at the very end of the stage and I would forward throw her or something, but generally those are it. And like it's weird because like up throw, you know, you get the shark, but then down throw you get like kind of the reaction tech chase or like a chance to up smash. And like honestly, I've never really gotten to a point where I have like a great answer of like which one's which. A lot of it is just very dependent on like what you want to do and like what the style of the Samus player is, and like maybe you've been hitting a lot of sharks, or maybe you have a tech chase read that they like to tech, you know, they like to tech towards center stage or something like that. Those can be really useful towards leading into an early kill. Because a lot of times Samus will think you're going to run up smash, so maybe you can do a thing where you like run around and you do like a jab or an up smash, and she kind of knows you're looking for it, and then you just run up, grab, down throw, read the tech in, and kill her, you know?
Yeah.
So grab has its uses, but the main move in this matchup, it's kind of strange. This is the only matchup that I'm really thinking about where this is like the main move, like the really only opening you've got, which is running shine. And you do have down tilt, but like down tilt is a bit more nuanced, and it's not something you can like super spam. But yeah, the running shine is really where it's at in this matchup, and like I don't know how good do you feel like you are at running shine?
I mean, I could always be better.
Because like so basically there's this one spacing in this matchup, and like let me just pull this up really quick.
Yeah.
There's this one particular spacing in this matchup that's really useful, and it comes up a lot. And it's like, so you're like right here. Oh, let's just put her in the center. And you really want to... So it's kind of like against Sheik or something like that, where you really want to bait out down smash, down tilt, forward tilt, you know, up tilt. You're trying to bait out one of her options, you know, one of her grounded options. So there's this range where you dash into about here, dash back to avoid it, and then running shine. So you go like...
Is that like the rule of 3 that you've talked about before?
It is, but the thing is like Samus... So it is good. Samus has a lot less incentives to like throw out moves in place necessarily. So it's less about like you're gonna go 3 and go in with Samus, and more that like you're just gonna kind of dash dance. And most of the time while you're dash dancing... Most of the time while you're dash dancing, there's a thing where she'll kind of be doing like this thing, you know? And then she'll go like that with like, you know, wave dash and forward tilt. And so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be dash dancing, and then she'll do like wave dash and forward tilt right here, and then you're doing this, and then you go back, and then you go back in, and you running shiner. Like that.
You get the whiff punish.
So it's like it's not really going to happen that you're doing like a 1-2-3 approach. That doesn't happen quite as often against Samus. It's a little bit more like you're doing this, she kind of comes after you with a wave dash move, you avoid it, and then come back in with what's equivalently, you know, a 3, but...
Yeah, but it's a reaction, like a whiff punish.
Yeah, exactly. So that is like the thing in this matchup. And like if you get really good at doing that, of kind of dancing in and out of her spacing and then going for the running shine, like that is like your biggest opening, and especially at low percents, and it's like really, really, really good. And it's like her main thing to be afraid of, that you're basically threatening either, you know, the wave shine stuff out of shield, which I can't do because I play Falco now. You're basically threatening that, and you're threatening this dash dance into this, and also obviously, you know, the dash JC shine stuff. That if you're good at doing that, then that's good. But that is your main threat, and you're mostly gonna get stuff like this, and you'll kind of get, you know, like wave shine up tilt. You can do wave shine down tilt, and then kind of get a kill. But usually it's gonna be like something like an up tilt, and then, you know, you get the shark into the up air.
Yeah.
Or, you know, you have a chance to get the up smash. But, like, basically, going for the wave shine is your consistent combo starter. And I don't think you should be doing, like, the repeated ones on her.
Yeah, I usually just end with 1, and then, like,
Yeah, and the up
smash
smash is
more often than
fine.
not.
Yeah, the up smash is fine there because you kind of get like that situation on her. But yeah, so that's kind of like the plan you really want to be following is that like there are these very few specific things that are really good, and obviously you know shielding is broken against Samus.
Yeah.
So like shielding, running, shining, like wave dashing out of shield, full hopping is like not bad, but the problem is like what did you really get out of the full hop? You know, that's kind of like the situation Foxes end up in a lot. Is like you full hop Samus, wave dash ins, and does a wave dash in forward tilt. You try to drill her, and she just instantly pops out and kills you. You know.
Yeah.
So you
and
really
he's like really good at SDI too. So
not that he
couldn't get
needs
that.
it.
Yeah.
Not that he needs it to get out of the drill, but I'm sure it still makes it even more frustrating. So basically, you really want to focus on that. And okay, so here, this is the type of situation where, like, obviously you weren't really in position to do it, which is fine. But this is, like, the type of spot where I'm talking about, where, like, so shielding here is, like, a little bit passive because, like, you know, just, but, like, it's not a big deal. But basically what happens is, let's say you were dash dancing here, or, like, you shielded and you wave dashed out really early from the shield, like, instantly, rather than kind of holding it for a second. And then he does this wave dash in forward tilt. This is kind of the pattern that, like, the running shine dash dance is built to, like, beat.
Yeah.
So once you... So you kind of just have to, like, lab that out and practice doing that little dash dance around the forward tilt and running shine. And then, you know, at that point, you get, like, a wave shine. You get, like, wave shine. Ideally, you want to be able to up tilt. But if you can't... So the nice thing about getting the running shine often... out of like the dash dance running shine is you get that extra momentum, which makes it a lot easier to do stuff like up tilt. Whereas if you're doing it out of shield, most of the time you're not really going to be able to get the up tilt. A lot of times it's safer to go for the up smash. But the up tilt sets up for combos better. You're going to get a lot more damage off of it. So a lot of times off of the running shine, I think you should usually up tilt.
Yeah.
But, and yeah, so you're getting some free lasers here. This is good. Naring through the missile is fine because he's in the air. Anytime Samus jumps, you should kind of be like, yay, free neutral win. Like, there's really not a lot she can do, and you can almost always get either, like, run under shield, and she doesn't really have a lot of good options, or just, like, a kind of dash dance, and then, you know, you grab her, and you can get something, or a dash dance up smash. Dash dance up smash is really good. So, like, right here, like, you kind of... So it's like, look, so you get hit, you hit this thing, and he's already in the air. There's no reason for you to have any fear in your heart in this moment. This should be like your moment of like, aha, he made a mistake. I'm gonna murder him. You know?
Yeah, this is free for me.
So you kind of run away, and it just doesn't make sense. So that's why just keep in mind if he jumps, especially if you're not at kill percent, because if you're kind of at like 140 or something here, and they jump, you're kind of like, well, I don't want to get clipped by the nair. It's still good for you, but you have to be like more careful. Yeah. But in this situation, like, you're at low percent and Samus jumps, you're just like, yes. Like, the Samus is thinking, like, oh, no, you know, like, oh, no, I messed up big time here, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and so here's this sort of forward tilt stuff that's happening that you really want to be, like, sort of just dash dancing around and threatening. That once again, the nair here, there's no chance of Samus post-forward tilt, you know, especially. So Samus does this forward tilt. The chances of Samus doing anything here, but either shielding, wave dashing, or holding down, are 0. Like, the chances of Samus just deciding to jump in this position, it'll never happen. If you see a Samus jump in this position, they miss their wave dash. That's all there is to it. There's no reason they're ever going to jump. So, like, this will never hit, and so that opening happens out of it, and you get tech chased out of it. Right here... And I say this to people in a lot of Fox matchups, is like, just go to ledge. Like, you're in this spot, like, just like shield right here maybe, and then just like hop back to ledge and ledge dash. It's just so much easier than like dealing with this whole corner pressure thing. You're kind of at a low enough percent where you can kind of full hop out, but then, you know, you full hop, they wave dash underneath you, and you're in that annoying spot where like you really don't really want to come down on them because they can get out of the drill and stuff like that. There are situations where you can full hop and they'll wave dash, and then you can do a falling up air. That is a potential thing, but it's not really something you can like hunt for. It's more something that just kind of like, you full hop and they do like a down smash and they're at 100, and you're like, well, I guess I'll take this nice up air, you know? So I would just recommend not going for something like this dash attack here. Once again, Samus is just going to be holding down. This dash attack is not going to work.
Yeah.
And so now you're at a point where you're just kind of like, you hit me. I want to hit you. Like, I'm losing on damage. And it's kind of like, no, like, you were fine. There's no reason to be going for these nairs. Once again, the chances of Samus being in the air are not high. She wants to play grounded. So it's like, Samus is like, I want to play grounded. I'm the grounded master. And you beat Samus on the ground because you're faster, you have a good dash dance, you have a running shine, you have a fast grab. She doesn't have a good grab. All she really has are these moves that they can pretty much all be CC'd except for, like, down smash and down tilt. Down tilt has massive lag. If you get really good at the running shine wave dash, or the running wave shine into up tilt, then, like, going for those gambles on the down tilt and the down smash really become, like, a lot less valuable. So yeah, like right here, you go for this nair, but like, let's just say that, you know, he does this. If you were faster on this somehow or got this, he could potentially have like a really bad time, you know? And so it looks like he accidentally jumped here. Because I guarantee you he did not jump here on purpose. Yeah, like that wasn't on purpose. And so, okay, so he's in this horrible spot. I would say right here, this is an okay back air, but you should also really consider just wave dashing underneath Samus and looking for up tilt.
Oh, yeah.
It's really, really good here. And then you can also just dash dance and look for like a pivot up smash or something like that. So this is good, and it leads into this up tilt. So that was good. I just want to make sure you recognize that like a lot of times you do want to be looking for that up tilt.
Yeah.
So like maybe like right here, rather than this back air. I know it feels really tempting of like, oh yeah, haha. Like I'm gonna hit Samus off the stage, and then she has no double jump, and she's gonna be. It's like, what are you gonna do, huh? Like when she's off stage, you really gonna go out there and try to shine her? Like I'm not, you know. Like she's terrifying out there. What you really want to do is keep her in the air. You want to keep her up here. So you know maybe this is the spot where you could do a dash attack. Although I would recommend more of like an up tilt or an up smash here. You know, try to get her up rather than like off stage. Because when she's off stage, the better the Samus is, the more scared I am of them off stage. They're going to do some weird reversal. It's just not really great. So
yeah.
And there's that nair again. So like pretty much all of his openings so far have been off your bad nairs. That's it.
Got it.
And so right here you do this and you shield right here. If you're gonna, so this is actually a really good grab from him, but like I know you're scared of the down smash here, but like ultimately like it's better to kind of, you don't really want to stay in shield against Samus. That's the thing basically. If you're gonna shield, you shield for like a millionth of a second and then you like move.
Yeah.
But this is just like a really good grab from him, so I can't get after you too much. Okay, so look at that. So that entire stock, all the openings he got were off of you doing dumb things. It wasn't him doing smart things. It was you doing dumb things. I'm not saying he's not capable of smart things. But what I'm saying is that was all off of you doing really, really dumb stuff. And so now you're kind of in this spot where you're like, oh, I want to corner pressure Samus really badly. And it's like, it doesn't really matter. And so like right here, this is a kill for you if you're focused on the game plan. Right here. So you do this. So right here, when he does this down air, this is an up smash. Like, you can easy up smash. You can easy maybe even up tilt here. Like, right here. Easy whiff punish into up smash or a wave shine up smash. You know, wait over here. Do like a JC shine, wave shine up smash, whatever. And so you have to be really careful. And here's another one right here. So maybe it's a little ambiguous at 80 on this down air. I can get behind this back air, but then this one at 94 when he does this nair, this is like, you don't even have to outspace this, you know?
Yeah,
just up smash through it, and it's fine. But otherwise, so like here we go. This is the difference between what Samus should be and what Samus becomes. So what Samus should be is, I have no options. I gambled this nair. It's really bad. Fox is at 0. This makes no sense. And Fox just up smashes me, and now we're even. Despite the fact that Fox made like 20 times more mistakes than I did, you know? But if you hit this back air, suddenly Samus is a pretty good character. You're having a hard time edge guarding her. You know, she's shielding a lot. You're like, well, I can't kill out of my grab, so I need like a good option. And you start throwing out moves, and then this starts happening, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, it went from Samus is a bad character, to like, oh man, like I'm kind of getting beat up by Samus, and now it's 4-2, and you're like, wow, Samus is so good. It's like, no, Samus should have been completely just dead.
Yeah.
So let's just look at your openings this stock. I think a lot of them are kind of from that same mindset of like, so you nared in, and it's like, it feels like, okay, well, Samus can't CC. This was a good up smash. So you're like, okay, so Samus can't CC my Nair anymore, so this must be good. The only thing the Nair does is put her off stage. She's just gonna recover.
Yeah.
You need her dead. Another free kill right there. That was a free kill. Every time she jumps, because just remember, you don't have to outspace this. If she jumps like that, it doesn't matter what move she does here. It doesn't matter anything. Even if she down airs, your up smash will just trade with it, and she'll die. Yeah. So if you see her in this spot, just up smash. There's nothing else you need to think about there.
Yeah.
And so right here, when you're doing this, you really don't want to like... You don't want to meet Samus and out of neutral a lot of times. Like, you're kind of doing this, and this is good, and she's kind of just swinging at you. And then... So then there's this wave dash in. It's like, after this wave dash, the odds of Samus doing like a down smash here or something are huge. This is where you want to be... You want to be dashing back right here, so if she does do the forward tilt, then you can dash in and wave and running shiner or up smash.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you're kind of dropping moves on her. You're just... This is what you don't want against Samus, is like, oh, I really just want to kill her.
Yeah.
And so this up smash, once again, you're not really going to get up smash out of nothing. Your options are kind of like a jab up smash, or just a raw up smash, or a wave shine up smash. But like, if you had just waited for this would have been another easy up smash trade.
Yeah.
Okay, come back. Okay. You got that up air, that was good. Obviously, if she full hops or whatever, up air is fantastic.
Yeah.
So right here, look at how long you're kind of sitting in shield. Samus doesn't have crazy pressure. There's not a lot she can be doing here. So you get hit and she up tilts you, you could just do anything, you know? Wave dash either direction, full hop. You're kind of going to get away from a lot of stuff, but you let him get like a bunch of this stuff that looks like pressure. There's that Nair again. Notice Samus will never be in the air here, ever. And it feels weird because this is a position where Fox is stereotypically like, this is like the turn your brain off a Nair spot against pretty much almost the entire cast. Is like, you kind of end up in this range right here, where you're just like, you're not going to be able to do squat about this, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
just throw it out.
Like, just throw it out. And this is guaranteed to basically be built into you from, like, playing all these other matchups and stuff like that. And so you just have to be super aware that, like, this is not going to end well for you. If anything, at this range, it's better to kind of do a little dash dance and then go for a grab if they shield or something. Especially at 0, you can set up some nice, up throw sharking. Because they're gonna shield. They're gonna shield this or hold down. He does this random forward smash. The thing is, even if this random forward smash hits you, it's not gonna do anything. It doesn't matter. But you really gotta watch out for doing those nairs. Oh yeah, so right here, this is like a spot where like, so like right here, and you're gonna be late. So you might hit the shine, but you might not. I would still go for the running shine. You could like running shine grab, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, there's options here that aren't, like, sort of... Yeah, there's that stupid... Like, drill is useless. Drill is so useless. Like, right here, this is definitely wave shine out. Mm-hmm. You can even do something like wave shine... Like, wave shine... like, wave shine straight down. And then, like, just, like, a dash grab or something like that.
Yeah.
In, like, the worst case. Okay, so that was good. So right here... You really remember Samus can't land on you without a trade happening that she doesn't want. And so like if you run to get underneath Samus, this basically forces her to either gamble on a trade with like a Nair or to double jump, which gives you a lot better juggle opportunities. So like being very aggressive on the ground when she is in the air and just rushing to get underneath her is extremely threatening. And you're almost treating this as if she has kind of like a Marth forward air or something to like wall you out. She doesn't. Yeah. So going for this missile by him is just greedy, but he doesn't really have a lot of options there. And so, so yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. You want to just get underneath. So going for this jump, like, you'll never get anything out of this ever. If anything, this puts you in a bad position. He could have potentially punished you here. Okay, so this is good. This is pretty acceptable to not get this, but you really should be able to punish this in some way. Like, this should at least be like a forward throw off stage, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was good. Get underneath Samus. Okay. Remember, you don't want to, like, jumping in and naring Samus is not as good here. Get underneath, either wave dash up tilt or up smash. And you can just kind of throw it out, because you'll win the trade. You'll win the trade here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is happening. And, like, yeah, if you're getting edge guarded by Samus, like, there are ways to get back, but honestly, if, like, at that point, that should just be pretty much like, okay, that's it. Like, it's fine. I deserve to die. And, yeah, dude, like, you're going for, like... It just seems like you get kind of mad whenever Samus takes your stock, and you're like, I'm gonna beat you up, Samus. I'm gonna teach you a lesson. It's like, it doesn't work. The character is a fortress, you know? You can't just get mad and run in. The frustrating part about playing Samus against Fox is that you can't really hit Fox. You can't really do a lot to hit Fox, and then when Fox gets a hit, it's just this annoying juggle, and you end up stuck in the air forever. So you're kind of just going for it, and you go for this, and it's like, wouldn't this have been so much nicer if instead of this nair here, you just dash JC Shine, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're like, oh yeah, like, I'm gonna, like, mango combo or something with, like, the nair drill, and it's like, it's not gonna work. None of that stuff works on Samus. Only the few things that work. And the things that don't work do not work, and that's why you died there.
That makes sense.
Okay, so let me grab another Slippy. What are your thoughts so far?
Really informative. I just have not thought about it this way.
Okay, well, I'm glad it's informative for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and there's not going to be too much different. There's not going to be too many different things to talk about here. Most likely. So, yeah, this is a tricky spot right here where this happens. This is just like, I can't really blame you for this. This probably would have happened to me too, where, like, I really want to hit this up smash and they land right before and beat me up for it. Something small that you can actually do here, and it's a little bit advanced, but when they are for sure going to down smash you and you're at low %, you can just hold down and you'll get hit by both hits and go towards center stage.
Oh yeah, that's like the Peach down smash thing.
Right, but the nice thing is that Peach's down smash has 5 hits, and so if you hold down through the whole thing, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now you're off stage with a million damage. Samus only has 2, so if you hold down, it'll go 1, 2, and you're always in the center stage.
Yeah, you don't have to, like, time it to get the extra hit in, or to get out at the right hit.
Okay, so, like, right here, when this happens, Samus is in this spot where the wave shine is not really strong, and so on these smaller stages where the wave shine is not really strong, the grab is going to be way, way, way more useful. And the reasoning is basically you now have the platforms to shark with. So on these on these big stages, you're like, lasers, running shine a lot. On these small stages, you go, I'm going to get a lot of, up throw, or, down throw is good too, but it's really nice to just up throw, get her on the platforms, get her kind of, in a spot where you can kind of poke with a bunch of aerials, you can kind of juggle her. She's on the platform, you go underneath her and just up tilt over and over like a jerk, Yeah,
that's always fun.
Yeah, like this up tilt. So, like, when you're in this position, it's not really a good idea to try to hit Samus while she's actually in the air like this. You really want to just kind of threaten her and then get in a position here where you can punish this landing. Like let's say you saw this, the best solution to this down air is probably to drop through. They'll miss the down air and then you just up tilt. So you can use these platforms really heavily in your favor to, like, keep her in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so this is just way easier. And remember, you don't want to be falling on her here, like this. You want to be underneath her, because look at her head. Look at how big this shield is on her head area, and then look at her feet.
Yeah.
So you always want to be
that's-
down here, just kind of beating on her. The bottom of her shield is awful.
Hmm.
Okay, and so this is good. Okay, the swooper. And so right here, you remember, you don't want to be like over anxious of like, because what it feels like intuitively, based on the other types of matchups in the game, is like Samus is at like a big disadvantage, and if I don't hit her perfectly out of her next option, she'll get back to neutral. And it feels kind of like that because that's the way it is against, let's say, like Marth or something. But really, in these spots, if you just do like a little dash dance here, it's really hard for her to deal with. I like the fact you went for the grab there, but it's more like you kind of just want to threaten Samus and look for something like that where you get this nice free up smash. Like, she feels very threatened as it is. The reason she feels threatened is not that Fox might back air her. The reason she feels threatened is that you're a crazy Fox player with fire in his eyes, and you're just gonna up smash because you feel like it, you know? That's the fear for Samus. And so you gotta keep that in mind of, like, when she's at those high percents, it's all about just the fear of up smash and, like, up air and stuff like that. Yeah, so right here, this is that kind of similar type of sharking spot where, like, you want to get down to the ground and like ups tilt and like not let her land on the ground as fast as possible. You don't really kind of want to do this horizontal zoning where you're like, oh, like I'm gonna hit you, you know, like this full hop, you know. It's just you hit her once, get to the ground.
Yeah.
And yeah, look at these like full hop nairs of like, oh, I'm gonna catch Samus going to the platform. Like, no, you're not. Samus doesn't want to be on the platform. I guess she did go to the platform, but realistically, this was a horrible decision by him. Like, he exclusively ended up in a worse spot from doing this. Oh, I see. He tried to get the missile out, I think. That's kind of why he goes to these platforms. But basically, like, just stay on the ground, stay threatening with your grounded options. Don't start jumping around. Okay, here we go. That's good. Okay, so this was almost good. You almost did it perfectly. So you did this. Notice how good that is of, like, you confirm Samus is in the air right here. Okay, good. Up tilt. Samus is stuck on the platform. This is a little bit reaching to go for this back air. It's not bad, but remember she is going to bomb most of the time. So most of the time you might want to kind of just do this full hop and then not do the double jump and, like, let her kind of just do this away from you.
Yeah.
But regardless, you get her here. This is so good, except just run under an up smash or up tilt. Okay, that was good. And yeah, these stages are a little bit tougher to execute the way the running shine game plan on. And so it's frustrating because, like, the matchup becomes even more limited, where you're like, what can I do to Samus? And it's like, well, you can grab her. It's like, oh, that sounds awful. It's like, all I have is, like, the one thing. And it's like, not really, because as soon as she's up on the platform, she doesn't do anything and just loses the rest of the stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about up being at that range. This is a small thing, but, like, she does want this runoff nair.
Yeah.
So either lower or further away. So, like, if you had gone, like, just right here, she has to do kind of, like, a mix-up on it. But if you do this, this is a guaranteed kill for her every time.
Yeah.
Okay? Be really careful doing this. Be really careful when Samus is like, aha, doing these shenanigans. She's extremely dangerous right here. And, and she's not in too much danger, because your up smash won't kill her yet. So yeah, you're kind of just like, Samus is in the corner, I need to get an advantage, and you just kind of give up your whole stock for free. Like, there was no reason to give up any of this at all.
Yeah, that could have just been, like, patience for several seconds.
Just patience. That's the thing is, like, there's no like clock counting down of, like, well, you play Fox, so there's like a 10-second counter, and if 10 seconds passes and you haven't tried to attack the Samus, then, like, you're lame and she's just not even attend tournaments or something, you know? It's kind of like, you can spend time just moving around, going to the platforms, it's okay, you know? Like, you have one stock left, and 1 minute and 40 seconds of an 8-minute match has passed. you know?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you have 6 minutes left that you could be doing stuff in, and you have all these ways to move around that Samus can't hit you. She has chances, you know, if you go on the platform, she chases you. That's a free opening. You have no idea how many openings I've gotten off of just going to the side platform and shielding until Samus does something stupid, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like you have all this time. You really don't need to be like rushing in just because you play Fox. And if the match takes a long time, at least socially, people usually will blame the Samus. Like you can say, it's the Samus. You know, their matches always take forever. Like don't feel the pressure to be like super aggro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so like, what is this? It just feels like you're really desperate for the kill. Like I need this kill now, and it's kind of like if you keep in mind how hard Fox wins the matchup. This is basically just you run away, you shoot a couple lasers, you jump around on the platforms. Samus tries to get off a platform, you up smash her after those few lasers. She comes back, she's a 0. You know, you still have a pretty good shot. It's like it's almost like you're treating it like over time you're like, well, over time I'm bound to take percent. So I need to kill her really quickly before she kind of tacks on percent. But you have to remember that every time she tries to tack on percent is a chance for you to actually kill her. So every forward tilt is a potential dodge into an up smash. Every down smash is a potential dodge into an up smash, you know?
Yeah.
She doesn't, anytime she jumps or goes to a platform, that's a potential up smash. And so you gotta kind of like let those openings come to you and recognize that like your character does really well in the matchup and not think so hard of like, I'm down 1 stock to 3, like I'm desperate. Like it's not a desperate situation. It's pretty okay as long as you treat it like that.
Yeah.
And because you were so focused on the up smash and the killing, you didn't tack on any extra damage with lasers or anything like that, and she ended up at slightly too low of a percent to even kill on that stage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me open up this next replay. Oh, wait, this is the fountain one.
There's one more FD one and then like a battlefield one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the battlefield one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's see this. Let me start over. Yeah, it's like kind of like once you have this game plan, you would never start a match like this.
Yeah.
Ever. Because the thing is, so think about this situation and sort of don't think so hard about like your sort of like preconceptions of like Melee and like I've watched Melee and this is kind of what it is. Think of it as like this is just a game. You know, this is a raw game that someone has just shown you for the first time and they've explained the rules and it's like the match starts, both characters drop from the platform and shoot their projectile.
Yeah.
This character hits with their projectile and does 3 damage and then doesn't get hit by this projectile, you are winning. Like it's small. But if it repeated 100 times, you would just completely dominate the match and never get hit ever.
Yeah.
So, like, if you think about it purely from, like, a game perspective, this is a win. You took no risk, you took no damage, you're good. As soon as you engage in this Nair thing, you are saying, I am risking my Nair for your down smash or whatever. There's just no reason when you got a free win right there. All you had to do was, you know, maybe right here, it's like, yeah, you can shine the missile back. Maybe not the best, but you can, like, you know, you can jump away. Like, you're good. You're chilling. But instead, you're like, I'm going to get in Samus's face and fight her. And suddenly, you know, wait a minute. You're behind 2%. You were just ahead 3%. And it's at 0 damage, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like kind of... Okay, so that was... So the wave shine up smash was good. This Nair is still kind of bad. This drill is pretty bad. The shield after the drill was a good decision, though, so that was good. And remember, there's no reason for you to be doing this off the platform. Because usually you do this because let's say against Marth or something, because you don't want him, or Falcon, you don't want them to get like this double jump to the platform. So you're here kind of defending the platform. But against Samus, she's so bad at landing on platforms, she's just going to get hit most of the time. Remember the feet on the shield. So if you just kind of hang out on the ground here, the chances of something like this happening, where she can slide past you, if you were right here, you would just up tilt this. This would be easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was good. Okay, not bad here. You're kind of in a spot where I would prioritize damage here, so it's kind of like going for that spot dodge was so risky. Right here, you should have just wave shine grabbed and probably forward thrown or something. And also, you mentioned you know about down tilt up air, but you haven't used down tilt a single time in any of these games so far.
Yeah, should I just be like, I guess I should fish for it, like, if she's at that %.
Well, so do you know the KJH thing where basically, like, if you running down tilt right on top of Samus, remember how she has the open feet?
Yeah.
The down tilt will shield poke a lot of times.
Yeah, I know of that, I just don't use it. I haven't.
So, like, if she hits, like, 75 or something, you should just try to run up down tilt in a situation where you feel like she's going to shield. Like, I can't tell you all the situations that's going to be good, because that kind of depends on the Samus player. But you can kind of, if you try it out a bunch of times, you'll figure it out. So yeah, you just don't, like, if you don't fight this situation, like, if you just sit in center and kind of vaguely pressure this, and then when she comes up, like, you could probably just, like, react to this get up attack. But you're so close, and you're trying so hard to, like, I'm going to be as close to the edge as possible and shield. It's like, why? Like, it's just so pointlessly aggressive and risky. And you like, die out of it. This was, like, a clean stock lead. Like, you're just creating these massive risks for yourself for, like, small payoff. So it's like, you look at a position, and you're like, out of this position, I have a higher chance of hitting Samus than Samus does of hitting me. Therefore, I need to engage in it every time. And it's like, that's true. You do have a higher chance of winning the situation, but you'll win with 10%, and she'll win with your whole life. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you have 5-to-1 odds of winning the situation. Your risk is too high. And so if all you did here was just kind of hang out and center and, like, or even on the platform, and just kind of look... Like, just kind of... Because the thing is, she has to deal with these threats. She has to deal with the threat of you dropping onto this and back airing and stuff like that. She has to deal with all these threats, whether you do them or not. So you can just hang out. Just hang out. Just be safe. Land a laser or two. Hang out on the platform. Threaten. Maybe look for a spot dodge. Let her shield get smaller as she's waiting for you. Just play it safe here. It's fine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just like, it's frustrating for me to watch these matches, because despite all the things you're doing wrong, it's like you would still be winning if you weren't just very obviously giving away everything. See, here, this isn't a bad spot, because unless he upbeat out of shield here, but notice how you just kind of play a little bit more passively. This back air should definitely be spaced such that he can't upbeat out of shield. But, like, you kind of get this, and then you're, okay, fine. And it's like, oh, sick, like, I did this sick pressure situation, like, look at me, like, Samus is so trapped on the ledge. I did 5 damage by barely avoiding a down smash, which will allow Samus to take another stock. And it's like, if you had just hung out in the center, you would have gotten that 5 damage from lasers. And you would have had literally no risk to yourself. Like, right here, if you had just hung out over here and gone laser, 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 Samus has a ton of damage. You don't risk. See, like, you get it this first time. This first time, you're like, oh, sick, I got the shine. Awesome, you're trapped here, Samus. I get the shine. Wait, did you get shine twice? Like, if this was all Fox could do to Samus, Samus would be a top tier. Shine, she goes off stage. Shine again, she goes off stage. This time, you try to grab her. Oh, no, what do you know? She's smacking you, And then suddenly, it's Samus time. Travioli's so good. And it's like, you just literally gave it away. He didn't do anything for that. You just sat there shining him until eventually, it's like, if you have 5-to-1 odds, or let's say 3-to-1 odds, in this case, you had 3-to-1 odds, and you hit with a shine 3 times, and then he down smashed you once, and you died.
Yeah, and he took negligible percent.
Yeah, and he took completely negligible percent. There's that nair again. You could just be lasering during this. You could just be hurting him for free. Like, you can get in some guy's face and potentially take his, one-touch death punch, or sit at a distance and shoot him with darts until you just win. It's kind of like, well, it makes sense to kind of shoot the darts instead of trying to just rush in. So, like, look at this. This 5%. That's the same damage as you did off of those risky shines.
Yeah, that was no risk involved.
It's literally 0 risk. It's not even like a positional risk. Like, he hasn't gained any like advantage over you at all. In fact, he's still stuck on the platform. And when he drops and does this missile, if you had dropped and done another laser, that's now 7 damage. 7 damage. That's like a tenth of the way to down tilt up air percent. From no risk. And it's like, what if you did it again? That's 15%. Like, he has to deal with this problem of you lasering over and over. He has to solve this issue. But if you're going to fight him out and play in scrambles and be like, I'm down to gamble it, suddenly Samus is just as good as Fox. This is an even matchup.
Yeah.
Look at this. Man, look at this. He's at 31. 31%. 1, 2, 3, 39. 31% to... You do 8 damage with no risk. If you had shot like one more laser, that's as much damage as a nair. Like, it's free damage just by moving around the stage. And so, yeah, look at, you're engaging in these mix-ups where you choose your option, I choose mine. We'll see whose option wins, and it's just giving us to him for free.
Yeah.
So, okay, so notice how he's moving around here, and he's like, oh, I'm so tricky, I'm so fast. It's like, what if you just jumped up here and lasered? He comes up here, he goes down to this platform, laser a couple times. Suddenly he's a lot closer to kill percent. So when he eventually does do this, so not that, when he eventually does this, imagine if you had lasered a ton and he was at 80 instead. This wave shine up smash is a kill instead of, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good up smash on the platform. Ooh, great shine. So you imagine if you had played the matchup right, that shine would have been the nail in the coffin. You would have been 2 stocks ahead. You hit him with that shine, and he's like, oh man, Samus is a bad character. Yeah, and then it's just kind of once again here, while you're playing this scramble, you don't need to be risking yourself here with this crazy drill that he can avoid and kill you, and then get hit by like a short hop bear. And I understand this is like under pressure. This is like not an easy spot to be in. Yeah. But, like, just keep in mind that, like, look how close you are to all these threats. Ooh. Really good up air string. So, yeah, that was really good. You caught him coming off. Notice that this didn't happen because you dropped a back air on him. This was actually really risky. It only happened because this situation came up. And this situation doesn't need to come up from, you being here and shield dropping. This can come up if he jumps to the platform and you run underneath him. He's at 0. This only happened because you were beneath him.
Yeah.
Ooh. So this was actually really good. So you just waited. You let him give you this for free, and you did this. I don't blame you at all for going for this up smash here, because you thought it might have killed.
Yeah. Under pressure,
totally feel it. Okay, good. Oh look, you did the thing. You did the thing we talked about. Look, he's in the air, and you're like, I don't care. I am up smashing you. And you win. Okay. So, we're actually about at an hour. What are your thoughts?
I'm just not playing the matchup right. And now I can.
Excellent.
It's like... Fox just beats this character. I just don't have to I don't have to play the game that I play against like a space animal where I can just like endlessly throw mix-ups at him, and if I have better ones I win.
Exactly. Exactly. There's so many positions where you have risk-free wins, and Samus, you can just be risk-free win, risk-free win, risk-free win. It's up to the Samus to prevent you from doing those. She has to move intimidatingly. She has to go for stuff, and as soon as she does, you dash and dash back, dash in, wave shine, or you grab her and you throw her in the air, and she has a miserable time coming down because you know to stay on the ground and just up tilt. Look for these just look for the freebies. Don't let him get the freebies. You're Fox. You win the matchup. You get the freebies. And you get the early kills. And you win the trades off the up smash. Stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, anyway, I think that was a good lesson.
Yeah.
I think you already paid me, I think, right? Or no?
I don't know if I have yet.
No. Okay. Yeah, my bad.
I can do like Venmo, Cash
Yeah,
App,
I'll
whatever.
send you the Venmo for it. But anyway, I think that was a fun lesson, and I hope you have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
And I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, definitely.
Peace.